You. This is Jafar Al Hussein, also known as Astromechanical or Wise of Infinity on YouTube, and this is an overview of a game I've been working on for the last 3 months called Fortuna. It's a unique, extremely small RPG, so let's get started and give an overview of it. So once you start the game, you'll be greeted at the main menu, and my laptop's about to explode, so yeah. This is the main menu of the game. You can navigate it using the mouse. I will go over this stuff real quick. If you want to know more detailed explanation of how to play, you can click here. But since I'm going to go over it anyway, there's no point, and you don't watch videos to read anyway. This is the controls if you want to know how to use it. And the credits. Everything is from opengameart.org. Very good website, amazing people there, so I highly recommend it. So let's start a new game, and before that I'll talk about the game a little bit. It was first started as your typical overworld, go to the king, kill the bad guy, rescue the princess type of RPG, but halfway through I figured that this has been done to death already, and many people would have done much better job than I did because I literally started programming 5 months ago. So I decided to do something small but unique. So let's get started. This is the first thing that you'll have to do. Enter a name. You can enter whatever you want. And there are secret names that will give you permanent boosts to your character depending on what secret name you entered. And if you beat the game will subtly display one of the secret names at random. So if you can't catch that, you can play again and experiment with other characters and do some secret stuff. So let's enter ABC here. And this is the class screen. Every character in the game has matter and spirit stats. Fortune stat is the unique to the player. I will explain everything when appropriate, and twist of fate, you may be thinking, what the hell is this? Well, we will go to this when it's appropriate. You have three classes: number 2 the High Priestess, number 8 Strength, and number 11 Justice. And if you haven't figured it out, it's based around the major arcanas of the tarot. Every character. So the High Priestess is your high risk, high reward character. Strength is the weakest of the bunch, but if you do some secret stuff, he can basically skip the final boss. And let me tell you, the final boss is really cheap. I don't know if we're going to get to her in this video, but if you know how to do this stuff, definitely pick up Strength. But he's very fragile because he has one spirit. And Justice, which is the recommended class, which is I'm going to pick. So let's pick it, and you'll spawn in this level. You can move even using your arrows or WASD keys. So everything works: collision, mouse, camera scrolling, and all this stuff. And I used the TAD editor, and it's accompanied TMX library for Pygame. Very good program, extremely easy to use. You can use tile sets, you can use even pictures. For example, I used this picture here to draw one of the globes. So really powerful program, and layer and objects is really good. Is really good organized. So yeah, you can find tutorials on YouTube for it. So let's go back to the game here. So you can move, and this is the first character you will encounter in the game. So really you don't have to, but you can talk to her pressing space. She will say something about how this is all your fault. Gee, what did I do? You can press space again to exit. And the goal of the game is basically go to the next level while beating the enemy guarding the entrance. And the game again is fairly short, but in my opinion it's very playable too, because the variety of combinations between you and the enemy is really big. And I'll explain why is that. So this is the first enemy, number 0, the fool. If you talk to him, he will ramble about stuff. If you press space again, you will hear this. This is the main mechanic of the game. It's called Twist of Fate. So what happens is every enemy and every character have unique abilities depending on what position of their respective cards landed during Twist of Fate. So since my card landed upright and my opponent card landed upright, he will get his upward effect and I will get my upward effect. Every character has their own unique effect that will never change, but except depending on their position of their card. So in conclusion, every character has 2 effects and Python chooses randomly for you. Now if you remember in the character selection screen, every class has 3 stats. Matter and Spirit are stats that every character in the game has. Fortune is unique to you. Now what Fortune does is give you additional chance of you getting your upward effect. So the base chance is 50% for every character. If you have 3 fortune, you will get additional 5% chance approximately. So if you have 3 fortune, you will get 15% chance to a total of 65% chance of you getting your upward effect. If you have 4, you have a total of 70% chance, and so on. Enemies have always 50% chance. And unlike you, enemies not necessarily have good or bad effects. They have unique effects depending on their type. So let's go to the battle screen by pressing space again. This is the battle screen. Unfortunately, it's not animated. I don't know if it's my laptop or I did it wrong, but I tried to animate them, but my laptop basically lags. The lag on my laptop is unbearable. I don't know why it happens. It has something to do with Python. So yeah. Now every character, the upper section is your heads up display, what you did each turn. This is turn count, just to make sure that you know at what turn you are in. And this is overview of each character. You are Justice, he is the Fool. And every character has 2 stats shared, Matter and Spirit. Now what Matter and Spirit are, you can think of them as 2 different attack types, and they are also your life points. So if any of the characters, Matter or Spirit, reach 0 during the battle, they will die. And how you do damage is, if you have higher Matter than your opponent, you will deal the difference as damage to their Matter, and similarly for Spirit. If they are equal, you will deal 1 point of damage, and if they are less, you will deal no damage at all. So you can use Matter by pressing M, Spirit by pressing S, or you can pass your turn for whatever reason. Maybe it has something to do with secret stuff, but for demonstration I will pass my turn here. I don't want to kill him instantly. If you pass your turn, you say pass your turn, and you say the full attack did nothing. Since he uses Matter based attack and his Matter is lower than us, he will not do anything, so you can do whatever you want. Now you can always kill your enemies if you want. Some of the enemies, if you fulfill certain conditions in battle, they will flee and drop one of the 4 secret items, and the items are not assigned at random. Items are held by certain enemies. Not every enemy can be fled. Some enemies must be killed. So For demonstration purposes, I will show the first of the 4 secret items which you can get from the fool. How you fulfill the condition for him to flee? Just pass your turn 5 times. So 3, 4, 5. He will say stop making him feel stupid. He will run away and drop the first item. To get the item, just walk over it. And you can open your inventory by pressing E. The inventory shows to the right overview of your character and your permanent stats. Every time you defeat an enemy, you get a +1 depending on their attack type. And this is your inventory. We got the first item, which is Cup of Ace. Now, what cup? Let me go to the code real quick. What Cup of Ace does, I don't remember the number, so I will have to go. Class 2 stuff, that's it. What Cup of Ace does is, instead of giving you additional 5.5% chance of you getting your upward effect, you will get 6.75% chance of you getting upward effect. So once you get an item, it will be stored in a list called item list, and Python will check if it is in your item list. If it is, this formula for quick twist of fate will be applied instead of this one. So it's not really that big of a difference, but trust me, in Python it makes all the difference, especially if you use character with high fortune like strength. So let's go to the next level. And you cannot go here. There's no point of exploration because there is no exploration except that one level where you might find a hidden enemy which holds the best item, but forget I said that. So this is the second. So in case you haven't figured it out, this is basically the main game. Just go to next level, defeat the enemy. So I hope he has a really high chance of killing us, so I hope he don't get screwed by twist of fate. Fate leads you who follows, drags him away. Just okay. This is number 12, the hanged man. Yes. Oh. He got his downward effect. He looks so bright, but actually the hanged man picture is someone hanging from his leg. So he got his downward effect. We got our upward effect, which is good. Hangman's matter is raised by the difference between your matter and battle matter, so that's a problem. And the spirit's the same. So if I recall correctly, the hangman uses matter-based attacks, not spirit. So we're good here. So let's kill him. Since I have much higher matter than him, I will attack his matter because no point of attacking his spirit, will do nothing. So reflecting 1 damage. Hangman attack did nothing. So yes, he does use matter based attack. So we're good here. Just 1 more turn and he's toast. So we won. You have prevailed. Hangman's defeated. You get +1 to matter because he uses matter based attacks. So if you press anything you want, you can kill and you can go to the next level. And this is number 3, the Empress. You have to be there, you cannot go. Let's talk to her. How dare you approach me? Just forget her. The dialogue will make sense once you reach the end of the game. Damn it. Okay, I think we're dead here. Because her downward effect is really powerful. And if you play as strength and she get the downward effect, must have 99% chance you will die. The Empress is the bane of strength, but since we're playing Justice, I think we might be able to kill her, I'm not sure. Yep, we are dead. since she uses spirit-based attack and she got her abusive power ability, we're dead. So I can't do anything here. And that can happen to you. You can say it's unfair, but again, the game is extremely short and you can try different classes. And if you think that's unfair, wait until you see the final boss if you want to play the game, but here's the game in a nutshell. It's Fortuna, and we died here. Go to the game over screen. So yeah, this is the game. You can download it. The link will be in the description. It's extremely easy to download. Just unpack and and run the main.exe. You should have Windows, you should have sound on your computer, and you should have Microsoft Word, because I use some of the fonts that Word uses. It's not Arial, so I hope you enjoyed the game for whatever it is, and I'm open to criticism. If you have any suggestion as well, please let me know. Thank you for watching.